Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Maintainer's Garage. I'm trying this for the second time, actually about my 12th time. The rest of them were private. Hopefully, it's never saw those failures, and hopefully this doesn't fail as hard as those did. What are we doing? We did an HPD weekend, track weekend last weekend in the car. Got track pads, brake pads on it. Got to rip those off. But before we do that, we want to check the car over. I know I hit a couple curves and rode Atlanta a little hard late Sunday. My steering wheel's not quite straight when the car goes straight, and the Corvette's notorious for the eccentric and the alignment coming loose. So I either knock that loose or knock it out of freaking whack. Either way, got to get checked. So we're just going to go around, check the wheels, make sure there's no tie rod bearing play, make sure that all that's good. We're going to rip the wheels off and swap the brakes. And if you got any questions, throw them over here. I'll do my best to look over here, and I've got some ad-free music or royalty-free music going. I'm not even sure you can hear it, but you know, hey, that's what we do, right? Right. All right, let's do it up. And we've already washed the car, cleaned the wheels up. After we take the wheels off, we got to look at them and inspect them to make sure the inside's not cracked or anything like that. No play. No play. Pop the e-brake off. See if I can get a little more slack out of this. No play. No play there. Passenger side. No play. None. And no play. All good. Now that we check the wheels, check the wheel bearings and tire rod ends, we'll pop the wheels off and look around in there before we pull the brakes off. And I don't know how well this is going to come up on the camera. If you do an HPD weekend, you get a lot of rubber, like, come on, stay up, like that, all over the car. That's why I washed it, got all the tar off of it, cleaned it up, and that's where I'm going to have to clean the inside of the wheels. I'm just looking at the inside of the wheel now to see if I can see any dents or cracks. Make sure you want to check the spokes as well, because you can have a hairline crack on that, and that'll be the beginning of a real bad day. This is all you got when you're driving your car. You got this little contact patch right here. That's how you turn, accelerate, and brake. So you definitely want to make sure that nothing's wrong with your wheels and your tires. Yeah. We drove these on the track and then drove them home, so we wiped out a lot of the tire turds that were on them. That looks good. If you don't have one, I highly recommend one of these little cordless impacts. This is a 1/4 inch. It gets my lug nuts off just fine for me. And when you're doing this, you put your knees against the wheel. That way it don't try to come right off on you. And of course, I don't even know where I just put my flashlight. I can't keep any tool in my hand or nearby. Same deal. Look at it. Lots of just stuff in there. Don't know how well that comes out on the camera, but be a lot of that all over the car. And same deal. Look at the barrel. Look inside. Make sure there's nothing crazy in there. Look at each spoke. Make sure there's no hairline cracks. Hopefully, when you clean the front of it, you look at the front of it. And rinse and repeat for the passenger side. I'm not going to show you that. A, I don't have a camera over there. B, why? All right. Oh, it's not. That's on C5. Moron. Ah. Sooner or later, I'll get it right. All right, 18 millimeter it is. Probably don't even need it. Sorry. Had an email. I just had to look at it. I was like, what the? I can't even understand. I'm not so technically savvy some days. Not relevant. Why do we drink Mountain Dew? Because our job drug tests. That's why. Cocaine is not an option. Drugs are bad, okay? All right. After you get the wheel off, just want to look up in here. You're going to find some more tire turds. Like that I found earlier in here. Just kind of clean them out. You'll have a pile of them under the car when you're all said and done. Look everything over. Make sure nothing's loose. We know our alignment's a little off, so we got to check that too. And visual inspection, most people really take for granted. If you just look at something consistently, I'm not saying spend 10 minutes looking it over. I'm just saying if you look at it every time, hopefully if something seems out of place, you'll recognize it. Yeah, left tire turd marks there. Keep that up. Yep. All right. Now we got to check out freaking suspension bolts. Of course, 21. Of course it is. At least not a bar walk. Yeah. Sucker. So as I was saying earlier, coming Sunday afternoon, I got a little aggressive in Road Atlanta and ran over the curves in 10A and 10B and the exit of 10B really well. The steering wheel, when I was driving home Sunday, the center of it didn't low, a little cockeyed. My front driver A-arm, the aft bushing bolt is a little loose. Well, guess who needs a freaking alignment? Yeah, this freaking guy. Mother sucker. That eccentric will just pop right off. I'm gonna have to get some locks for that. They make several companies make kits, so when you put in your camber adjustments, you can lock them in. And that's what I'm gonna have to get. Hopefully that'll be the only thing that's loose. When I say loose, I don't mean like you grab it and you got to put a wrench on it, but it just moves. Yeah. Ah. And check your upper shock mounts. It's a, I think it's a 5/8. Just want to make sure it's snug. That's not 5/8. I think it's a little too small. Yeah, standard. Nothing like it 6 tools. I got enough tools over here. I'll just bring them on. That way I don't have to keep walking around. What fun would that be? And yes, I consistently talk to myself in the garage while I'm working. Yeah, 15mm. Just want to make sure that thing is not loose. It shouldn't be super tight. Just want to make sure it's not spinning. Then we check the control arm, 15mm bolts, those are tight. Check this 18mm upper tie rod. And lefty loose and right and tighten. What does that mean? That means when you're up, so you're doing this, you're like, okay, yeah, it goes out. All right, that's good. We gotta check the 18mm end length for the sway bar. Yep, that's good. Not the stool over there, but I'd rather destroy my knee doing it this way. Yep, that's good. All right. Brake line looks good. No leak there. The lower ball joint. I might have called that the tie rod. I'm a moron if I call that the tie rod. It just was. The tie rod's on the front. also an 18 millimeter. And righty tighty, that's tight. These lower ball joints are 13/16. We got a nice little offset over here. Got used to that, or at least I think I do. If that's loud, sorry, the mic's right there. Yep, 13/16 and righty tighty. That's good. We touch the top of the shop. Touch the full bolt for the upper control arm. Touch the upper ball joint. Touch the lower ball joint. Touch the tie rod in. Touch the lower control arm mount forward. Lower control arm mount half with the eccentric on it for your alignment. Loose. I'm going to tighten that down. And hold it out for the alignment. All right, go ahead and pop this caliper off. That way we can put our street brake pads back on. We've got that's this ST47, which is way more brake than we have tires, but that's one of those things that I'd rather have too much brake pad and I'll have to modulate the brake using my brain and my foot rather than not have enough brake. But your mileage will vary, your taste and preferences will vary. You can set the caliper up here. Try to do it in such a way that the brake hose isn't all jacked up and it's not going to fall off. I'm a big fan of the ST47s. And Gatorade for hydration you mix with the Mountain Dew, so that way you can be properly elevated and hydrated. Hi, Mom. Yeah, eventually I'll get a little smart and start using the stool, huh? Right. Rubber, it's okay, a little rusty, but a couple brake applications will take care of that. And yep, our ST47 pads are less thick than our street pads. We gotta press that caliper out. Sure. Obviously, other than someplace I can't find. Perfect. Oh, hello, Miles. Hopefully, you're having fun and behaving for Grandma. Uncle Kurt loves you. Get your favorite C clamp, favorite block of wood, so you can compress those two pistons down evenly together. Hopefully that's compressed enough so I can slap her on. Mission accomplished. Put your two bolts in, slide those down, and you're done with your front brake. If you've checked everything, you're done with your inspection. You can move on to another wheel. Ah, caramba. And I'm sure there's a torque for these 15 millimeter bolts. Tight is my preferred torque. Not Gorilla torque, Gorilla tight, just tight, snug. Good. Thanks for behaving, buddy. And I didn't forget what you asked me. We just we haven't gotten to you. We're going to go out on that trip like you asked me to. I'm going to take you. I promise. Just we'll have to work it out in the fall. And hopefully your school's going well. I heard you've been good, which is excellent. Hopefully you've been doing a good job for your teachers. Good. All right. All right. I've checked everything in here. I'm just going to look a little under the engine right now. See if there's nothing leaking on the garage floor, so I don't think I have a leak. I'm going to look pretty seat or anything like that. Dang. No, no drips, no leaks, no seats. Everything's good. Brake pads are swapped. Everything I can see and put my hand on and put a wrench or ratchet or socket on is good. So we moved it back. And Miles, you need to practice more on those driving games. Because that way you can go driving with Uncle Kirk. All right. And just like the front wheel, the back wheel, same situation. When you check the upper control arm mount bolts, lower control arm mount bolts, just to make sure they're the lower ones are not too not loose at all. Again, that's where the eccentric is for your alignment adjustments. Make sure your tie rod's good, upper lower ball joint, and on the rear the shock mount's got two mounts there and one on the bottom. The one on the bottom is like a 24 millimeter and has like 130 foot-pounds of torque. So just make sure it's snug as well. And hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. The wife is out doing whitewater rafting and wine tours. I think that means that she's doing more than one wine tour and not whitewater rafting. But who knows? Love you, Pumpkin. All right. And these 15. The upper shock mount on the rear of the C5 and the C6 is a 13 millimeter. Bright and tighty, always a good solution when you're trying to check something tight. It's tight. Since we're here, we'll go ahead and check the sway bar in length. Yep, that's good. Yep, that's good. Give this a quick visual inspection before we go any further, because I forgot. No judgment. Everything looks okay. No leaks. A couple tire turds in there here and there, but no seeps, no leaks. Yeah. Check that upper ball joint. All right. More 18 millimeters. Right and tight, left and loose. Yep, that's snug. And the 18 millimeter for the upper control arm. Yep, that's tight. And that's tight. All right. What else? Down here on the bottom, we have our 24 millimeter shock bolt, which is the Jesus nut. Like Jesus, that's what you say as you try to cook this giant son of a. What is, yeah, it's not. And then our 21. For our eccentrics. Oh no. 21 up front. And the rear one's a little hair loose as well. So we got to tighten that one down. Good thing we're going for an alignment. And that's 18 on the back. That's tight. I never had this problem on the C5. Not that I couldn't have. The eccentrics never moved on my C5. This is like the third time they moved. So yeah, I definitely got to get the camber adjustment lock kit. Oh, they make video on putting that in. Just forecast it here. Call me Nostradamus, Miss Cleo. Whatever age appropriate reference you need. Check this tie rod in. Another 18. Yep, it's good. Oh yeah. I did not check the front, and I just thought about it. And I remember I meant to say it. On the Corvette, you got the cradle bolts, two in the one front, one rear. On the rear of the car, same thing on the front, one in the rear, driver's side, passenger side. The torque on those is like 80 something foot-pounds, 83 or something like that off the top of my head. Just make sure they're snug. And I'm pretty sure they're 21s as well. Yep, that's good. And that's snug. Check the front stuff. Got it. It's okay to make a mistake. Don't stop and don't make it any worse. I won't say any names. Anyway, sway bar in the way on the front. Still need a 21 millimeter. That's why we have tools all over the floor. Yep. Good and tight. German. Okay. Let's see. Brake line looks good. Joint looks good, no fluid. Ground looks good. Everything in here looks good. All right, time to swap over to our street brake pads. We're running ST47s in the back on the Trek. And, swap over to our good old-fashioned street pad. Probably have to compress this piston as well. No worries. Block of wood, C-clamp in there. One of these days, I'll do a live video of me just sitting here drinking whiskey and/or beer, and that'll be the extent of what I do. I just sit here and drink. That'll probably be more entertaining for you than what I'm doing now, but you know, hashtag content. Yeah, this rotor looks fine. Backside. I'd say okay. Yeah, these are definitely thicker than the track pads. So gotta compress that a smidge, I bet. Yep. Same block of wood, same giant C-clamp. Press the piston because it's sticking out more because the track pads are thinner. So when you compress it, you push that piston back and you can slide over your new brake pads. Hashtag I is mechanic. Hopefully that's enough. And the hair of our chinny chin chin it is. Put your 215mm bolts for your caliper hat back on. Same lovely torque for those. Snug. I tighten one of them down so it gets a little resistant and tighten the other one down. I'm not snugging both down. No. No. All right. I'm going to put these there. I gotta go to the bathroom. And back from the bathroom. Make sure you wash your hands. Just saying. Not everybody does. That's why that soap dispenser at work gets refilled like once a year. Just saying. All right. We got our wheels off. We checked both of our wheels. We got the front done, front driver done, rear driver done. I'm going to roll over the other side and finish this up and take the wheels outside, clean them off, and do all that. I see no reason to keep going with this. Just wanted to truthfully try it again and see how it worked the last one between, yeah, you don't care about that. Anywho, yeah. All right, thanks for watching Maintainer's Garage. Have a great Saturday.